Hi there, this is Shoaib Khan, and today I'll be presenting you my final project for the subject Architecture of Real-Time Systems. In this project, I have developed the game Space Invaders, and let me start the game and start playing and complete up to two levels as requested in the document, and then I'll jump onto the code. Okay. So as you can see, this is the first screen, and when I press X, I go into the game. You can also switch off the bounding boxes. As you can see, the animations and the sound effects are all working. As you can see, this is the next level, and I will also try to complete this one. We are able to make a hole inside the shield. I've been able to work the high score and the levels and the scenes, but however, the resetting of the game and restarting has been a little bit challenging. Like you have seen, the aliens have not come into the proper new grid. Instead, they have retained their recent structure. So that was the demo, and you can see the high score has been working. The animation on the front screen is working. The score was being updated, and high score is being retained. And I'm working on the icons for the aliens and UFO, and also I have to work on UFO. However, as the deadline has been approaching, I plan to complete submit whatever I have been able to do so far. So uh, let's go one by one over all the patterns we have used. So coming to singleton, as you know, singleton, we have used it in almost every manager is based on the singleton. Let me show you by opening some of the managers. Suppose we have managers for all the sprites. So basically, we have sprite game manager, right? And here, basically, in the manager, we have made it a singleton as a private uh, constructor, and the whole thing retains the data in its own, so that we don't have to pass over the data. And then after that, we have completed factory pattern. So factory pattern has been used in the uh, shield factory and alien factory. So as you can see, for the shields, we have created shield factory here. We just call the function create single shield, and it generates the root and all the shield particles like all the bricks and everything, and then returns the root of it. So that is how we are using factory pattern. And then we are using observer in the to attach it to the collision particles, basically collision pairs. Suppose we are using some observer. So whenever the observer observes the collision, it calls the notify function, and then some observers also have an execute function which can have some time and then execute the command. So it also employs command pattern. So let us check the command pattern. Command pattern has been used in the mainly in the timer event manager and also in multiple observers. Basically, the observer class is also in using a command pattern. And let me show you the timer. Here we are using the command pattern. Basically, as we are having an execute function, we will be using uh, the command pattern. So as you can see, these are the classes and these are the commands, and every command have a constructor and an execute can is attached to time, so it will execute after the specified time, and it can also add itself to the timer. Then coming to proxy pattern, we have used proxy pattern in mainly in sprites. So we don't want to have all the sprites uh, generated in our memory. That is why we are using proxies. So it is like a surrogate which has the basic data and the pointers and the main real sprites pointer. However, it does not have. It helps us not to have multiple copies of a single sprite. After the proxy pattern, we can go over the flyweight pattern. So flyweight pattern, we have used it in our shields and the shield factory. So when we go to shield factory, you can see it is kind of also working when it is null. So flyweight pattern is basically when the data might not even be available, so it can also create it. And then we have used iterative pattern in multiple places, and mainly it has been useful in these two iterators, which are forward and reverse composite iterators. Forward iterators can be used as a bottom-up approach to get to different aliens in the grid, and the reverse iterator is useful for the collisions. And then we have used strategy pattern to change the to change the sprites image um, change the sprites attributes like scale and things like that by using the strategy pattern. And you can see it is being used in the different types of bombs, like we have fall dagger, we have fall split and fall zigzag. So all of them are from Paul strategy, and I can show you the diagram if I have available. So right now I do not have the diagram available for the strategy pattern, but it is basically uh, an implementation like the main object has a pointer and the other objects can are born in different types of child objects. And then after the strategy pattern, we can go and check the null pattern. So the null pattern has been used in the site proxy null and game object null. As you can see, it's uh, basically used to have an object which does not have any sprite or any update. So we can just call the functions and it does not affect the working. And then we have the state pattern which is used in uh, where is it? The state pattern was is used in the bumper. So and also for the ship. So in the ship, it has multiple states. Like it has 4 states of shooting and then 4 states of 5 states of movement actually. And then when it is moving right, it does not have uh, anything. When the left is pressed and when the right is pressed, it can move to right or change the state depending on what state it is. And then coming to visitor pattern, it has been useful in collisions. So in the collision, we have a visitor and a subject, and in the observer, you can find the collision taking place where you can find both of them available in the object, and then part as different as either in A or B, and then you can manipulate and call the execute on the observer. So after that visitor pattern, we have also used adapter in our factories and in our sprite uh, game and sprite boxes where we are pointing to the real sprite and using functions to delegate similar operations. And then uh, I think I have not discussed, yeah, composite pattern. We have used composite pattern to structure our game objects. As you can see here, the composite has the add and the iterator basically, which can iterate over different uh, tree kind of structures. And then object pool, as you know, we have used in the managers, and also the template pattern was used in the factories. Then I have shown you the movement of the transition between scenes and all the 3 scenes, and I have also shown you 2 levels without crashing. Actually, I think I crashed 2 levels, but yeah. And then each level progressively does get harder, and toggling the bounding boxes can be done with U and B button. And also the high score was updated and different points was allotted for depending on the collision taking place with different aliens and the movement of the ship and the decrement of the life has been demoed, and the launch of the missile only one missile at a time can also be seen. So I can show you that by pressing space multiple times. However, the missile speed is a little fast, but I have used the straight pattern to make that happen. And then we also have seen the collisions between multiple objects like alien shield and missile hitting the top of the screen, and also alien grid versus each wall. And let us have a look at it once again. As you can see, there's a animation there, and there's one animation on collision with this alien, and then also with the bombs. Let me show you the one with the bomb. Yeah, that was it. So, and you can say the live, it also gets decremented whenever the ship is killed, and there's sound on the collision. So I think I have discussed all of this. Yeah, the collision with the shield and the bomb falling on the shield, bomb falling on the floor. Everything has animation. And then the grid, as you have seen, it's 5 by 11 with a synchronous movement. Bombs are being dropped of different types, and explosion when the missile is struck by alien, and also the alien bomb, and the killing of the aliens adds to the score. And I have not wo- I have yet to work on the UFO, but I guess it's submission time. And then the missiles have been working, and the bomb falling with their animation can be seen using the strategy pattern. And also, as you can see, the four shields were visible, and they have the collisions and multiple hits. I have shown you this, like hitting the shield can create a hole in them. And then also the sound was working fine with all the aliens marching with four cycles of different sounds, and the missile firing sound and collision sound. Death of the ship sound can all be seen, except the UFO, as I have not done working on it. I guess that was it for the final project. Thank you very much.